Happy October. It's the month close to Halloween. I don't know. I'm going to cover that zit. Thank you. Do not want people seeing that. Sorry. Oh, that's embarrassing. I can get zit cream. Ugh. I don't know. Maybe I do. Guess what I found today? I found my old high school yearbook. I can't believe I found it, but I did. I used to go to Glebe Collegiate Institute, and I found my yearbook from it. It was from 1995. I can't believe it. In 1996. I can't believe that. How could I find that? I remember that. Oh my god. That's gonna bring back memories to my high school years. I still have it. I'm not showing it to YouTube. But yeah, I used to go to Glebe Collegiate Institute. I was a student there, in one of the special ed classes there. They did cooking and coffee club and all that, and I remember everyone had to take turns making the coffee for the staff because staff needed coffee. I don't know why. Because staff drank coffee. Students weren't allowed coffee, it was for the staff. We made stuff like sandwiches, muffins, cookies, and all of that. I learned to cook. It was good, and it was called survival cooking. I remember that. It was an interesting skill to learn. It teaches you things. Wow, that was so long ago. I can't even think about how long ago that was. I miss those years. Now let's move on. It's getting to October, the scary story month. And this is a week of ghost stories. So I'm going to have to think of the scariest urban legend to tell. And I think the one I'm going to tell you tonight would be about the Slender Man urban legend. For those of you who don't know, the Slender Man is this tall, skinny man. He wears like a black suit and he's supposed to abduct children, according to the legend, or he'll be seen in the field or follow people. He's very scary and he has long arms and he's called the Slender Man and he's very tall and slender. And he's scary looking. It's hard to describe him. I mean, he's like the boogeyman in a way. He scares children. He's a very scary entity. And he's supposed to come to children when they're sleeping or something. The Slender Man's a very tall man. I think they had a movie, a horror movie called The Slender Man. Whoever saw it, let me know. Another urban legend I was told about. And this is a creepy pasta urban legend. I heard that you can summon one of the creepy pasta urban legends. There's an urban legend about Zelda called Ben Drowned. Apparently, Ben is supposed to be this child spirit who drowned. Nobody knows how he drowned. I remember hearing about it. I saw it. It's an urban legend. It's from Majora's Mask. It's a game of Zelda. It's one of the cartridge of the Zelda games for Nintendo 64. It used to be a popular game. People used to play it. Apparently, it's haunted by a ghost named Ben Drowned. I'm not sure if this Ben Drowned is real, but I heard if you type Ben Drowned, the ghost, how to summon him, you need Cleverbot. Now, Cleverbot's a very creepy app. I don't like that app. It tells me personal things. It starts talking scary to me and creepy. Who's ever on the end is very creepy. Says they know things about me. They should be knowing that. I'm like, who the hell are you? I had to to get rid of Cleverbot. I'm not on it anymore. I just find it way too creepy. Be careful of Cleverbot. I've heard horror stories about Cleverbot. We're not going to get into that. That's for another time, by the way. Creepy stories are my thing, though. I can tell you many. Oh, by the way, if you're thinking of downloading an app that's creepy, download the Ouija board app or the Spirit board app. Oh my god, that's the most creepiest thing you can download. Please try out the most creepiest app in the world. It's called the Spirit board app, and kid me not, it responds to your questions right away. It's the only app I've used that responds to yes and no questions. Apparently, it will tell you its name too, the spirit who's talking to you or the entity, and it will tell you where it is. Sometimes it will say stuff like it's under the bed, which is your bed, or under a table, which means your table, or upstairs or right behind you. And there's no way for sure, because you could get paranormal activity happen in your home just by summoning these spirits on this board. What I'm going to tell you my creepy story, and I had a very creepy experience with it. It is the most scariest app, I'm telling you, and if you get easily frightened by these things, it's the worst. So let's go and dive in, shall we? Trigger warning. If you're easily frightened by these things, do not watch this. If you don't mind and you're cool about it, drop a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell and grab that bowl of popcorn and sit and relax, because we're going to tell creepy stories about scary apps you should think about downloading. Number 5 in creepy apps would be the Spirit Board app. Let me tell you a story. This happened to me. This is a true story. I swear. Pinky swear. Okay. Alright, let's move on. So I downloaded this free simulator app. I didn't know nothing about it. Everyone was talking about it, so I tried it. I didn't know what it was about. So I asked if anyone's there. And then automatically the pointer went to yes. Okay. Then I asked if it was an entity, and it said yes. I asked its name, and it said its name was Mabel. The ghost I got off it was named Mabel. The recent ghost I got off it was named, I think, Daisy. Now, whoever it was scary, so this entity sure as hell scared the living crap out of me. So, used it anyways. I wanted to scare myself. I'm like, this is the time of year people do this, right? Scare themselves silly. Obviously. If you want to scare yourself, go watch horror trailers or scary scenes from horror movies, or download these creepy apps. You'll definitely get cold chills down your spine. Now let's tell you the chilly story of these creepy apps. Oh my god. This is the most scariest thing that ever happened to me. Okay, sometimes I regret downloading it because I'm always experimenting these paranormal apps, these ghost apps, because I like them, and I do the spirit box mostly, and you're safe with the spirit box. I don't think you can get hurt using it. The spirit box is safe. 100% I can't guarantee. You can try it out, but if your house becomes haunted and it's really, you can send your questions to elmasasha3@outlook.com or SashaElviraGamer@gmail.com. Please send your questions to me if you're really frightened of a ghost, and I can help you with it. And if you explain it and take a picture of it or take a film of it, I can explain it, maybe help you deal with it. Now, is it an entity or demon? Because the demon's more evil than the entity is. I mean, either way, spirits are going to mess with you, and they're going to want to mess with you. They don't care. They like to mess with you. So let's just dive in here. Be careful if you use a Ouija board. Do not summon the spirit or the entity Zozo. Be very careful of Zozo, the entity of the Ouija board. He's not a nice spirit. I'll tell you, we'll get into that later. The entity Zozo, we'll get in. Okay, so we're gonna get into this scary thing I've downloaded, and it's a horror app. So I was just messing with these apps. I just like to mess with them. I don't know, I just like to scare myself sometimes. I like to experiment with the paranormal apps, and I like to do spirit boxes. They're kind of fun because you can speak to the dead. Any ghost you want can come on it. It's a spirit box, of course. But be careful who you summon, right? Whatever spirit comes through will talk to you. Sometimes they don't respond right away, but they do eventually, so be patient. Don't yell at it because they won't come that way. You have to be patient. Meaning they're gonna come. Don't be scared though. I'm sure they mean well, or not mean well. No offense. That's just a joke. So let's dive on. So I downloaded this free spirit board app. So we like to call it the spirit board app because I'm trying to keep confidentiality is an important thing because I'm online. So let's say this is the spirit board app. So I just asked questions you would ask in a Ouija board. It was just similar to one. I like to mess with it. And suddenly this spirit started saying creepy things to me, and I'm like, okay, this is getting way too scary. So I remember when I used the spirit board app, it told me stuff like make it stop, and I'm like, make what stop? And I didn't want to know. And then it told me stuff like get out, and it was saying stuff like it was under my bed, under the table, right behind me, downstairs, upstairs. Like, this is creepy. Then one night, it's 3 in the morning, I'm using it, and suddenly this spirit named Carrie came on it and said she comes out at 3 a.m. And I'm like, coincident, I'm using it. This is 3 a.m. And I said, where are you? And it told me it was behind me or under my bed. So I'm like, I don't like this. It's in my room somewhere. Then I heard punching under the bed. So I'm like, this is getting creepy. Then I asked how it died. It told me it died in a plane crash. I'm like, okay. Then it told me it comes out at 3 a.m. and it pointed to yes, coming out in the woods at 3 a.m. And I'm like, I'm indoors at 3 a.m. with the lights off. I don't like the lights off, and I'm a severe darkophobic. So if I have to go out there, I'm bringing my dog and I'm bringing a flashlight. Jesus, I have a severe darkophobia. You can get me to go out there. I'm scared of the dark. I cannot go out in the dark. I am terrified of it. I just run so fast in my room when it's dark and close the door. I don't like the dark. I don't know why. I never did. They never figured that out about me. That's the only mystery of me. Now, here's another story of an app I downloaded. I really wish I didn't download this app. I remember the Snapchat app. Everyone at Camp Misqua was using it, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try it out. Maybe some of the counselors will say hi to me or that. So I used it, and I thought someone from camp was talking to me and started saying, "You're cute." And I said, "Thank you." Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't know if I was leading the person on. I might have not. But maybe I was naive. I thought it was someone from camp. Okay. Maybe it's just someone from camp who wants to talk. And then they asked me, like, can I have a picture of your cat? So I'm like, okay. So I took a picture of my cat sitting on the bed. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Then this guy started asking me very, very disturbing things, like asking me, like, are you married? I said, I'm sorry, I can't disclose that. Or ask me when I'm home alone, when my dad goes to bed. And I'm like, I feel interrogated right now. My heart throbbed. I said, this is it. This is not a safe app at all. And I had a very bad feeling about this. I'm like, where is he talking to me from? Why does he want to see these things? And then suddenly he said the most creepiest thing ever to me. This guy on a Snapchat app, I can't tell you his name just in case he's watching. And he said the most creepiest thing to me. He told me that he wanted to see my body, and I go, I'm sorry, can't do that. And he said, well, not completely, disposed, like half. And I'm like, oh, something's creepy about this. I said, you're a creep. I'm gonna tell my dad. And then he said, oh, I'm not afraid of you. And I was really scared. I had to say, this is it. I have to go. I nearly, at that point, nearly reported him. It was really creeping me out. I'm like, I gotta get rid of that app. So I got rid of the Snapchat app and stayed off it for quite a long time. I have quit Snapchat because of that incident. And I'm warning people on that Snapchat app, be careful who you talk to on it. You don't know who can come through it. And I don't use a webcam. I'm sorry, I can't. And if I do, I have to turn it off at night. But I don't really want to use a webcam. I don't like webcams. I've heard horror stories about them. I don't care how safe they are, they're not safe to me. And personally, you have to be careful on a webcam. You don't know who's behind the webcam. I really hope my dad doesn't have a webcam. I don't like webcams. I hope nobody I know, well, my dad had it, he would know to turn it off at night and block it. He has to do that because it's not a safe thing, webcams. People can see inside your house through a webcam. Do not show that. Do not ever tell anyone where you live. Do not ever give out your real name on the internet. Do not ever tell people who you are on the internet. Just in case. I'm not saying you can't, but it's not safe. Okay, that app, Snapchat, is fine, but it does facial features, and you have to be careful who can go on it. Because I've heard really creepy stories about it, and that story I told you, I hope it warns people who's using it to be very careful on Snapchat.